We've used a star for our pour, and we've used it with silicone. Let's take it up a notch. Literally. Hi everyone, it's Miriam with a Y. I've been having a blast playing with this star-shaped cookie cutter and seeing what it can give us. Let's see how the last pour I made with it dried. So, do you think there are any issues with this one? Cracking, crazing, shifting? Did the star collapse? Well, the sides are nice. All four of them turned out pretty nice, I think. But did the painting turn out okay? That's the real question, right? Yep, turned out great. It is awesome. Everything about it turned out wonderfully. Not a crack or craze. Well, there's a teeny tiny itty bitty craze. Like, I think that's crazing, maybe, like right there, sorta, kinda. That's it. Other than that, nothing. Everything else turned out fabulous. The metallic, really shiny this time. I got wonderful rose gold, and the 24K Extreme Sheen really did become extremely sheeny this time. I am so delighted. I love the colors. The petals worked out really wonderfully. The cells were fun. I love that each and every single petal is different. And yet there's really a lot of symmetry, like with these sort of white areas. Like if you look at them, compare this one to that one, very symmetrical. This one, very symmetrical to that one. And then the top one has its own look. I just love this. A couple of people have seen this as a starfish being protected by 5 shells. I think that's a really, really cool way of looking at it. One viewer, Mare, pointed out that she thinks the crazing that happened on the last couple of paintings along the edge had more to do with the white. And I think that she's got a point, because this time around, there is no crazing around the edges. I didn't use white. So apparently white has some impact. Today, I want to see if that holds up. I'm going to use white as my negative space again and see what happens. Well, now we've had 2 successful star pours. We've got to do something bigger, better. So why don't we make the star bigger? I found this multi-star cookie cutter set with stars that go as big as 8 inches across at the widest point. I've put the link for it and everything else I'm using in this video in the description box below the video. My original star was 3 1/4 inches from this point to that point. So let's try this size, 5 1/2 inches across. And let's do more. Like I said earlier, let's take it up a notch. Literally. How? Well, I'm going to add 5 notches. So not only did I notch the 5 points, I also put a tiny little notch in each of the inner angles. So let's see what that does. Now, just to let you know, when I cut my notches in this cutter, it was a little different than cutting it in this. This is super soft and much deeper, so getting in with scissors was a breeze. Here, it's a little trickier because the ridge of the cookie cutter gets in the way of the scissors, so I really couldn't close them well to get the snip done. So instead, I used wire cutters. Now, if you don't have wire cutters, I'm pretty sure that nail clippers will work just fine. This isn't that tough to cut, it's just that the spacing here is a little tricky. For my colors, I'm using predominantly blue with the Citron Green from the last painting that I loved so much. I am using Ultra Blue Deep and Ocean Blue. These two I mixed together. Baby Blue, my Peacock Teal, Citron Green, and then two metallics, 24K Gold and Sapphire in the Extreme Sheen. My negative space color will be titanium white, and I'll use it periodically in the pour as well. None of the colors will have silicone this time around, and I'm going to do a puddle pour, so one color after another color. My paints are all mixed. I use DecoArt pouring medium with a 3-part pouring medium to 1-part paint ratio. And now I'm just going to give myself a good white base for everything to move on. What is important to me is making sure I have enough paint on the edges so that if paint has to fall off the edge, it doesn't have anything to hang it up like a dry spot. All done. Let's place our star. I think that looks pretty centered. All right, what color to start with? How about a bright blue? So these are going to have to be really big puddles since we've got such a big star to fill. Some gold, some white to help things along. My teal. Life is always good with some teal. So the paint is hitting the 5 inner corners now. That's going to be a little new for us. Some dark blue. There's a little bit of escaping in the inner corners, just a touch. I'm loving this citron. I think it's time for a good metallic. Some baby blue. The paint is really sitting in here, and I am a little impatient wanting it to come out. I'm wondering if I spin it, if that would push some out. Let's give that a try. Yep, that is definitely letting some out. Okay, let's do it one more time. Definitely interesting. I like these puddles. They are pretty. How pretty are those? They're all a little different, which I really like, but similar in size and shape, so that's good. This is gonna be fun, you guys. I want to try something else. I'm going to drag out points in the petals now and see. Wondering if I should do the inner petals too. Sure, just a little bit, maybe not as much. Oh my gosh, this is kind of magical, really. Someone pointed out to me that they think that my canvas isn't level. And I don't know, I checked for level and it's level. But for some reason, the same thing is happening. The whole composition is toward that end more than toward this end. I'm not sure why that is. I don't care very much, I'm just curious more than anything. All right, I think it's time for more citron. Followed by a little white and some of the darkest blue. And then I think I'm gonna wait and give this all a chance to settle. Again, I can see that the paint is high in the star. It's sort of domed a little bit, kind of waiting its turn to push out. I made the notches small this time because I kind of wanted the petals to not crowd each other, especially given that I knew I was going to add 5 extra ones. So if I'd made the notches really large or larger, I think these, the 5 outer ones, would have crushed the inner ones. That's my thought. I'm gonna do a spin. Now, what if we spin the other way? All right, now we're getting, the petals are changing size. This one has definitely grown more. The one at the top has stayed its kind of original size. Gosh, the petals are all beautiful. Uneven, but still beautiful. So these two have become bigger. Also, this one doesn't seem to be getting as much blue. This is very fascinating. This whole process is just, it's like one giant experiment. What if I coax some blue toward that one? Wonder if I can do that. If that'll make any kind of difference. And I want to coax some green toward this one. I love these. They look like, I don't know, shields or wings on a beetle or something. I'm going to pull this one out. And this one. And that one. And I'm not even bothering to clean my stick in between. Oh man, this is so pretty. Let's take a risk and see if we can restore some symmetry. Just gonna tilt that way. Let some more paint out. There. So I've made this one more heavy with paint because I've forced the paint to come this way. So if I spin, I think this one should stretch out. Let's try the other way. Yep, that is the way to go. That is pulling this way. All right, we have some restored symmetry. Now, what do we do here? I think that for now I'm just going to play pushing paint in directions towards some of the notches that are a little smaller. I'm just playing now, just because it's here and I have paint and a stick. The blue is so pretty. And I love the soft gold kind of border and veil kind of wing type things going on. I wish I'd had more of that in the center. I think the rest of the painting is more, I don't know, angelic looking, and that looks more psychedelic. So I'm having second thoughts about the center. I like it, but I don't know if I like it with the rest of the painting. So I'm going to try some gentle blowing and see what that gives me. So I'm playing with some tubing from my fish tank just because it's really flexible and lets me maneuver really easily and get into anywhere I want because it's really long. Yeah, I'm liking this better. It's more organic looking and I'm liking that way better. All right, this now makes me happy. I'm liking my little spiral in the center. Kind of looks like a nautilus shell. And there's this sort of fire burst and these winged things that I don't know what they are. I love these colors. Oh my gosh, it makes me so happy. Now, if you're thinking that I'm stalling lifting the star, oh my gosh, you are so right. I am totally stalling lifting the star, because this time it is going to be a very different experience, because there is still a high amount of paint inside because the notches were smaller. But we gotta do what we gotta do. Let's do it. I like this. That's pretty cool how, like, what was against the wall inside the star is gold. So it's kind of doing a really pretty little border. The more I look at this, the more I think it's overwhelmingly beautiful. I mean, it's just gorgeous. It's like some mythical creature, right? It's like a flower that, and it's got an eye. I mean, you guys, I am loving this technique. There is so much you can do with this. I have to do something a little risky. I mean, I don't have to, but I'm going to, because I'm crazy that way. Right here, the star doesn't have enough definition where it ends. So what I'm going to do is putting out a little bit of the dark paint here. And I have a little piece of scrap paper. And the reason for that is because I want a very thin edge. And I am dunking it into the paint. And now I'm going to dunk it into the painting. Gosh, what am I doing? Just to define that point of the star a little better. I'm doing it again. And I didn't want to run the stick through it because I didn't want to change the movement of anything around. I think it needed just a little darkening. That's enough. Yay! Oh, angels are singing. Angels are singing. There are so many things that I love about this pour. Like previous star pours, this one wasted very little paint too. The color is so rich and glorious. I cannot wait to see this dry. Tell me in the comments and with a thumbs up what you think of my new technique so far and the possible variations. Have you tried one? Show off what you've made in this Facebook group. Now, should we continue this series with fall colors maybe? All metallics maybe? What pours do you like? Do you watch them for fun? To learn? I do this for you. So let me know what gets you excited to watch a video. What makes you click on one? My absolute goal is to make videos for you full time. When you ask for more of them in the comments, consider joining the amazing viewers that are sponsoring my channel to make these videos possible. Fun, new, and different. How can you be a sponsor? Become a patron, for example. That option comes with perks, like exclusive videos. Other ways to contribute are in the description box below, along with Amazon links for everything that I used in the video. Thanks in advance for whatever you can do. I am super excited to read your comments and to pour my next pour. I hope you're excited to let your creative nature shine. Thank you for being with me. Share this as much as you can. See you in a couple of days. Bye now.